Around this time of year, people start making New Year's resolution. They think, hey, next year gonna be my year. One of the main goals people set for New Year's is they wanna improve financially. They start setting financial goals. A lot of you guys want to be rich. If you don't want to be rich, I don't know why you're watching this channel. You should go watch fucking Dr. Beast or Cutie Pie or one of them other channels, man, where they just talk about entertainment. This channel is about getting rich, getting in amazing shape, and building the mindset of a champion. And in this video, I want to break down the habits you need to cultivate in order to get rich, or at least substantially improve your income in 2025. Let's get into it. There's a few habits you need to cultivate in order to really get money in 2025. There's a hierarchy. At the base, you're gonna have to develop what I like to call financial discipline. Financial discipline. There's a few steps to this. So the first thing you want to do to be more financially disciplined is you want to start tracking every dollar. You guys say you want to get rich. You say money's really important to you. You don't know how much money you spent last week. You're not tracking. You got to track every dollar coming in and every dollar coming out. Now, back in the days, for years, I recommended a software called Mint.com. You can see old videos 10 years ago, me explaining how that I used Mint.com to track every dollar coming in my accounts and every dollar going out, categorize them so I had a clear picture of my financial health at all times. Mint.com shut down. A new competitor is in the ring, and it's called Monarch. Right, so Monarch is the app I recommend. They do not pay me to sponsor this. I'll take the money if you fucking dorks are listening. Believe me, I'll take the money. Give me some money. You know, everybody wants to talk about some sexy marketing shit or some sexy business shit, but the foundation is like, yo, man, let's start tracking the money you have. I want you to think about if you had a kid and this kid, you bought the kid some toys and the kid didn't value them, right? He fucked them up. He ruined them immediately. He wasn't taking care of them. Would you be excited about buying that kid new toys? No. If God has blessed you, or God or whatever you believe in has blessed you with the money you have, and you're not taking care of it, if you're not being disciplined with it, you think God's gonna give you some new shit if you're not taking care of the shit you got. So first we got to start managing the money we have, right? So we want to track every dollar we spend. We need to get a clear vision of our finances. And every time I run an entrepreneur through this exercise, like I counsel a lot of entrepreneurs. There's this one kid, right? He was making pretty good money. He had made over $1 million in like 1 year, right? But he was fucking still broke. I made him sign up for this shit through his spending for the last 90 days. And he was so surprised to see how much fucking bullshit he was wasting money on. It's kind of shocking to a lot of people once they actually go in there and categorize and really start paying attention to their finances. After that, we want to cut spending. Well, basically, we want to live below our means. Live below our means. So if you watch my videos, you know, up until maybe 5 years ago, you always saw me with no shirt on. Or maybe a tank top, maybe some Jordans. But I wasn't flexing. I wasn't out here with APs and the Richard Milles. That came later and shit. I was living way below my means, but I was making millions, but I was living below my means. Why do you do that? Because if you want to get rich, this is what you have to do. You have to make more money than you spend and invest the difference. It's really just a math problem. If you do that over a long enough period of time, you will get rich. And it's the only way. But if you were on the fast track to get a job that paid you millions of dollars a year, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. You're a regular dude like me. Now, the very first thing is once you start tracking every dollar, you can cut the bullshit, cut the subscriptions you don't need, cut the services you don't need, and really put a cap on what you're spending. Tracking will help you get a clearer understanding of what you can cut, because you can probably cut a lot of things without it affecting your life. I'm not telling you to impose a lot of austerity into your life, make your own coffee and clip coupons or some shit like that. I'm just telling you to cut the bullshit and don't increase your standard of living. Then the next thing we need to start doing, pay yourself first. I highly recommend that you invest 50% of your income. Save and invest 50% of your income. First, you got to start making more. We're going to cut expenses, live below our means. We're going to start making more later, right? But whatever you can afford, start setting it aside to invest. Now, what are you going to invest in? There's 3 areas. Either your own business, if you got that, or if you want to start that. That's going to give you the highest returns, right? But it's the riskiest. The less risky options are real estate and the stock market. And we'll throw crypto in there. It's very important because that's the only way you get rich. It's the only way to get rich. You have to make more than you spend and invest the difference. I'm gonna say that maybe 2,000-3,000 times during this video. Whatever you can save, start with 10%, but the goal is we want to get it to investing 50%, but we want to make more first. But the very first thing is just be more disciplined. Now we want to make more, but to make more, guess what? We're gonna have to work more. So motherfuckers be like, don't work harder, work smarter. Listen, only rich niggas can work smarter. Broke motherfuckers can't work smarter because they not smarter. That's why they broke. We want to have to work harder first. So we're going to talk about work habits. The very first thing we want to start doing is we want to work 80 hours a week. You may be thinking, I don't have time for that. If you got kids, maybe not. Maybe you don't. You still want to work at capacity, whatever it is. If you don't have kids, then you can. Motherfuckers be like, man, I want to just spend time with my family, man. Family's most important. And then I find out these motherfuckers don't have kids. I'm like, yo, you talking about yo fucking spending time with your mommy? You an adult, man. Time for you to leave the nest, dipshit. All right, 80 hours a week. Now, you may be thinking, Brandon, how do I do that? Well, check it out. There's 168 hours in every week. If you sleep 8 hours a night, that's 56 hours. 112 hours left. If we work for 80 of those 112 hours, we're still left with 32 hours, right? You can fucking go kiss your mom or whatever the fuck you was talking about. Do whatever the fuck you want with those 32 hours. But some asshole is gonna say, what about sleeping, cleaning, eating, fucking showering? Listen, if you in the fucking bathroom 30 hours a week more than that, you got problems that are beyond the scope. If anything, I can talk about in this video, man, you need help, brother. And yeah, you do gotta eat. You do gotta do chores and all the shit. But you know who else gotta eat? That family you was crying about before. I bet my house that they like eating food just as much as you do. So y'all can do that shit together. Oh, you need to clean the house? Oh, family activity. We cleaning the house together. You need to go to the grocery shop. I used to like going grocery shopping with my mom when I was a kid. I listened to ride in the cart and shit. The kids love it, man. Do all that shit with the fucking family you was crying about spending a bunch of time with. But the key is we need to work 80 hours a week. Why are we working so much? Because we want to get rich. If you just want to fucking make a little bit more money, I'm sorry for wasting your time. I tried to tell you to stop watching this video earlier. If you want to accomplish some things that other people have not accomplished, you're probably gonna have to do some shit that other motherfuckers are not willing to do. If you're not willing to do it, guess what? You will remain banished from the ranks of the wealthy indefinitely. I have not met a motherfucker who's a millionaire who did not work 80 hours a week at some point. This is how we get better than other people. We do shit they're not willing to do. To help you out with this, we're gonna have to use time management. I have whole videos about how you need to use Google Calendar and plan out every hour of every day, because that's how you squeeze more success out of life. If you look at my calendar, check this shit out. I got every hour of every day planned out, baby. That's how you squeeze more success out of each day. Promise, if you start doing that, you will notice, man, I got way more time, and you'll notice how much fucking time you were wasting. Just like when people start tracking every dollar they spend, they see how much fucking money they're wasting, right? We're gonna see how much time we're wasting. And time is our most valuable asset. We need to start planning every hour of every day in our calendar. How do you get 80 hours of work if maybe you can't do that at your job? Okay, man, maybe get a fucking another job. You know my story. I don't have to tell it again, but I will. I had 4 jobs at one point. I was working 12, 14-hour days, 7 days a week for 2 years. Guess what? I wasn't broke no more. And you get used to it. But what about burnout? Burnout comes from stress, not from activity. You see children, they'll play all fucking day, man. And then they'll sleep or whatever, but it's like they're not burnt out. Now, the next thing we need to do, we need to focus on hourly rate. Hourly rate. Now, this is a little bit more sophisticated, but this is something I started doing when I was working all those hours. Yeah, I still ate food. I still had to make sure my dwelling was clean and my clothes got washed. But this is what I did. I realized, let's say you got your own business, something you're doing pretty well for yourself. You're making $100 an hour. That's when you're working, you make $100 an hour. Now, let's say to clean your house, it takes an hour. Let's say you have a small house. It says clean house. It takes 1 hour. Cleaning your house costs $50 an hour. Instead of paying an immigrant to clean your house for $50, you say, hey man, I'm gonna save some money doing myself. How much money did you save? Guess what, asshole? If you said 50, that's why you poor. It's a good thing you came to this fucking video. You did not save $50. You lost $50. Right? Because if you just paid this motherfucker to do this shit and you worked during that time, you would net $50. You bought yourself an hour. You made more money working during that hour than you spent to get that hour back. You made $50. And so if you didn't do it, you decided to do it yourself, you lose $50. For me, once I was making some money, especially with my business or even when I was working, right? Like I would just have food delivered, the groceries delivered, instead of fucking going to in the car, driving to the grocery store, buying the shit, packing it up, taking it home, unpacking it. Like, nah, man, just have it delivered. And I started using paper and plastic. What about the environment? You just suck my dick, man. Plastic gets recycled and fucking paper is biodegradable. Eat a dick. Recycle these nuts, motherfucker. Focus on your hourly rate, right? I wasn't doing no dishes. Still, to this day, I don't do that shit. I had the food delivered. I had my laundry done and I worked during that time. Guess what? I made more money. And how do you get rich? You make more than you spend and invest the difference. Here's what's happening. Oh, guess what? I'm making more than I spend and then I invest the difference. Right? This is how you get rich, man. Focus on your hourly rate. So any fucking low value shit you can do, like especially the domestic shit, once you can afford it, or you start paying other people to do it, and then you work during that time. Make more fucking money, man. Then we got to set clear goals. Now, when I say set goals, I mean setting out goals with a game plan, mapping out each step of the plan, and then putting a deadline on each step. And in the description, there's something called the Victory Vision Planner, which really breaks down how you can like really structure your goals. Basically a goal setting template. It's free. It's a Notion template that I've used for years, but I'm giving it to you guys for free. And you know, a lot of people I've coached have used it with great success. Now, you may not know how to accomplish that goal. No problem. That's where the next step is. Knowledge acquisition. So you may have to start reading. You may have just to figure out what your goals are. You have to study. That may be fucking buying some courses. It may be reading books. It may be fucking watching YouTube videos, whatever, you know, whatever it means for you. Maybe taking online classes, going to college, right? Depends on what your goals are. That somebody has figured out how to do what you're trying to do and you need to motherfucking pay them to teach you how. Now you could get the free information offline. That's cool. For me, anytime I want to learn something, I find someone who I can pay to teach me. It's worked out really well for me. But you know, do what you can. If you can't afford that, then don't let what you can't do stop you from doing what you can do. You can. There's tons of fucking information online, tons of great videos online. You're watching one. You don't know how to do it. You need to figure it out some way. And there's going to take some studying in some capacity. The next thing you need to do, this is, let's say you kind of know the plan, but you need to study trends. I'm gonna tell you a story about this. So when I was first really trying to get my YouTube started, I was making 2 videos a day. Now, mind you, I still had jobs, right? But I used my calendar, so I was able to find more time. Then I bought time by paying local immigrants to deliver my food, clean my home, and do my laundry. I don't mean that in a negative way, man. Immigrants are hardworking people, man. Work harder than a lot of fucking lazy ass natural born citizens. So I was able to do 2 videos a day while working these other jobs, but I was still studying the trends. And I don't know if this is a thing anymore, but there was a thing called blogs back in the day. And if you had what's called an RSS feed, and you can import the blogs into your RSS feed, and it was kind of like, think of it like a timeline or blog post. And I had a bunch of tech blogs in mind because I wanted to see what was going to happen in our industry, right? In the tech industry. And I saw an article about how Facebook was going to go real hard to push video on the platform. And it mentioned that videos was going to get more reach than pictures. And I was like, well, shit, I'm making all these videos for YouTube. What if I just started uploading these workout videos to Facebook? And I started doing that shit. My Facebook blew up to over 500,000 because it was getting so much reach, and I was one of the only people posting videos on that shit at the time. This is obviously like a long time ago, and my shit blew up, and I was able to make a lot of money off of that because Facebook was more popular back then too. I think it was before Instagram had came out. So because I spotted that trend, I was able to make a whole bunch of money, but I would have missed that if I didn't see it. Earlier this year, I just noticed everywhere I go, I would see people drinking Celsius. You know, every gym I was at, I saw people drinking Celsius. It seemed like they were spending a lot of money. I saw that trend. So I said, man, I wonder what are they a publicly traded company? I was like, oh, they are, right? And then I looked at the chart and I saw, oh shit, it's right at some resistance. Maybe if it breaks past this, y'all saw me talking about it on the podcast. I was like, yo, I'm going all in on Celsius. And I rode this wave. I was focused on the trends. I saw this move that went up 143% over the course of a few months. And then it fucking shit the bed. But I caught the fucking wave is what I'm trying to say, right? And just like nothing lasts forever. Just like the Facebook thing doesn't last forever. But I caught the wave because I studied the trends. Not only do you need to study how to do your thing, but you got to study the trends. And one thing you do need to do, I don't care what your goals are, you need to learn sales. You gotta learn sales. Like if you're trying to get rich, you have to learn sales. I don't care what you do, everybody sells. Even if you just want to be an entrepreneur, you're gonna have to sell somebody on something. You're gonna have to sell customers. You're gonna have to sell business partners. You're gonna have to sell at some point. So there's no version of reality where learning sales won't help you make more money. But those are the things you need to do as far as knowledge is concerned. I know that if you do these things, you will be well on your path to accomplishing your goals in 2025. And when it comes to studying, if you're trying to be an online trainer, that's something that I know a lot about. I have a free ebook called The 10 Commandments of Online Training that show you exactly how to do that, even if you're not certified, even if you don't have a lot of experience, even if you don't have a big following. That ebook will put you on the right path and show you how you can actually grow your following, get more clients, and how you can train them online so they get good results. In fact, I've seen online trainers get way better results for their online clients than most in-person trainers can get for their in-person clients. And I explain how in the book. It's 100% free. You can get it. You can download it for free. That's how I made my first $1 million online training. I'm well suited to teach you guys how to do it, and I'm doing it for free in that ebook. So download that now.